What if I told you Predator Killer of Killers was the greatest damn thing we've seen in the Predator franchise in a very long time? Predator Killer of Killers is not your ordinary Predator film. As a matter of fact, it's a lot more than just that. This is the Predator Killer of Killers movie review, and I have so much to talk about. So let's get one thing out of the way. Each individual storyline plays a huge part in what's to come later on in the film. It's not just Predator versus human in their specific timelines, and that's it. It all comes together in the end in a grand final battle. In terms of animation, the style that they went with was actually amazing. Something that hasn't been done with a Predator film at all, and arguably is one of the best ones we've ever seen. The fluidity, the detail, the color, all of it came together with their respective timelines, with little tweaks here and there for the respective timelines. As for characters, I think each of them are very likable in their own right. The sense of emotion presented in each of them makes you want the humans to actually win. And the way you look at the Predators, you realize like, damn, this might be impossible for them to actually pull through. But they actually do, and the way they go about doing it is just insane. Throughout the entirety of this, regardless of which one it was, whether it be World War II pilot, the Samurai, or the Vikings, it always captures your attention. It's fast-paced, it's entertaining, and it's actually a joy to watch. The themes that are presented within this film, that being loss, grief, and the will to win, are definitely evident regardless of which one you watch. Now, the best part about this are the standout moments, which is damn near the entire film. But let's start with the Vikings. Them beating this thing was a stroke of luck, I'm gonna be honest. Had she not done what she did, her head would be gone. But they somehow managed to beat it, and that's that. But the moments leading up to it, while it's happening, and the moments that transpired afterwards, all of it was great. And that can be said for the majority of this film. But in terms of the Vikings, I was hooked. I won't say too much as I don't want to spoil it, but just know the action is very much there. Now, in terms of the samurai story, I thought this one was probably the best one. Two brothers in line to take over the shogun helm. One of them doesn't want to do it, but the other one manages to get it. So in a revenge kind of tactic, the other brother goes and tries to attack the other brother to try to usurp the throne or something like that. But in the process of this, there's no dialogue whatsoever. It's all just action and facial expressions. And lo and behold, they actually made this work in a Predator film. In live action, you wouldn't be able to do this. But here, they made it perfect. Oh my goodness. So they fight one another, and then the Predator ends up joining. To where then they have to fight off the Predator together, and that whole sequence is just, oh, it's beautiful. Also, I'd like to add, these shitheads love to third party. I think that's just a part of their code. They love to third party the hell out of people. They find enjoyment in that. They just stand there stalking the entire time and just wait for somebody to do something wrong, and then boom! There I am, third party, now I'm the issue. Which I just find that to be funnier than anything else. But by far, out of all the fights that we saw, this Yaocha was probably the deadliest. In a general sense, the story for the samurai just felt more authentic than the other two. And that paired with the fact that there was barely any talking, like, it doesn't get much better than that. Now, as for the World War II pilot one, the fact that this was an airborne battle, a straight dogfight fight, I loved that. Basically, in a general sense, an underdog fight if you've ever seen one. Yaocha himself and the regiment that he's a part of fighting against, I think, the French, maybe, and then getting ambushed by the Predator and everyone just getting offed left and right. Peak cinema. There's a way they went about doing this to make it work in terms of a dogfight that I truly enjoyed above all else. It's no longer hand-to-hand, it's now vehicle versus vehicle. A straight airborne fight with American ingenuity against alien ingenuity. I think out of all of them, this one was by far the most interesting because you actually had to put time and effort into it to justify it being an airborne fight. How do you win a fight like that knowing it's just in planes? And by God, they showed you how it was done. And the conclusion of it was very satisfying. Or at least, we thought that was the conclusion. It isn't until later on in the film that we find out that all three of them are in one room together. Yes, they were captured by the mothership and put into cryo sleep and made to fight against each other in front of an elder. Mind you, that information alone completely changes the narrative of everything we know related to Predator. That being the #1 driving force of this film. And it's towards the very back end of the film, leading us to believe that this is something they've been doing in every single Predator movie that we know of. Which, yes, is exactly what happened, and I'll touch base on that at the end of the video. Now, this elder right here, the snapshot that we saw in the trailers of this guy did not do him justice at all. This dude is a straight aura farmer through and through, being the main guy that directs the three of those contestants, the Viking, the Samurai, and the World War II pilot, to basically fight each other in order to fight him. Become the killer of killers. So that's exactly what they do, or at least that was the case until they ended up working together, which was kind of something we were expecting towards the beginning, and the way that they went about doing it, even though they didn't understand each other's languages, they understood that this was the common enemy. The Predator is the enemy, and we were captured in order to fight him. So we're going to work together to take him out. The Viking lady, she just got straight to hands, like she did not care. Oh, I gotta off you two in order to survive so I can fight him? Sure, I'm gonna go right for it. And the samurai guy, he's just like, look, I don't want to fight you, but I will if I have to. The World War II pilot, I forget his name, he's like, yeah, I don't think I want to either. But he just gets thrown around left and right, saved by the bell basically, and somehow manages on the inside of a kaiju. Yes, a kaiju joins their fight to make it go by faster. He gets eaten, they end up destroying the kaiju, they win, and the whole thing just goes from there. That entire last sequence was just an absolute ode to every single Predator film. We get elder Predators, we get other Predators, we get different contestants that beat Predators fighting each other. We get kaijus fighting these guys. We get 3 contestants that killed Predators going up against an elder Predator. It is literally every sci-fi fan's wet dream. And they did not disappoint on it. And at the very end of the film, the Viking lady ends up staying behind to help the other 2 to fight off the rest of the Predators, saying, I let my 2 boys go so they could live, just for them to be hunted down and that be the end of the film. Leading us to believe there's going to be another film for Killer of Killers, I guarantee it. And spoiler warning ahead, you have been warned, this changes everything about Predator. The thing that I mentioned earlier on in the video, I'm touching base on it right now. Naru, the main character of Prey, was captured by these guys and put into cryo-freeze. But not just her. Every single godforsaken contestant that has managed to beat a Yautja over the years, for generations, is put in a giant room and is in cryo-freeze. Human, alien, kaiju, it doesn't matter. They are all there. Leading me to believe that the next film, it'll be all of them versus all the Predators, which I will love. I'll touch base on that in another video. But holy shit, this took me by surprise. This changes everything. Every single contestant that has managed to beat a Predator most likely has been captured and put into cryo freeze to fight another Predator later on. Completely out of time, unaware of where they are. That being said, Predator Killer of Killers was an absolute 10 out of 10 movie. If you have not seen this, you need to immediately. I love this film. I rate it 5 out of 5 stars. Oh my God, it's just that good.